Edinburgh Compact Partnership established a partnership to develop better relationships between the public sector in the city and the third sector and voluntary organisations. It was the first in Scotland of the partnerships that brought together the voluntary sector as an equal partner with the police, with fire, with NHS, with the council, and with higher and further education, to all sit around the table as the community planning partnership for the city.
I think we had and still have a very mature third sector in the city. It was used to good working relations with the council, and with other bodies it was developing, wasn't as mature as it was with the council. And we recognised that I think we had the opportunity at that moment to do something that hadn't been done before. Instead of taking the easy route, which would have been a two-way compact, we decided to really sail the boat out and have a multi-agency compact, which would really, really make a difference to the outcomes for the people of Edinburgh. Interesting too was that we were in the third sector working quite intimately, professionally intimately, with organisations that we hadn't done before to look at issues. And do you remember, and I'm sure it's still the case, how supportive the police were, because they recognised very early on that the traditional ways of policing weren't successful in many areas, and that by working with the third sector they could have better outcomes in terms of people avoiding the criminal justice system.
Yes. More and more folk have come into councils from other walks of life, and so you see local government being run more as a business. And I think you see a professionalism of the management of the third sector as well, so that, you know, there's a more business tone to the relationships. Now that can be good, but it can also be quite bad in terms of keeping to the sort of higher order objectives.
Yeah. This is now 10 years of the first compact, and in developing the new compact action plan, we went out and talked to organisations across the city to say, what do you want now out of compact for the next 10 years?
The world we're heading for, based around compact, based around Edinburgh Partnership, those kind of things, is the somebody who must do something is you or us, and you is us together, and saying to people, never mind finding who's responsible, work out what it is you want to do, and then we find the agencies who've got the cash, who've got the powers, got the incentive to do it, and jointly we can come to a conclusion.
Compact Partnership contributes a huge amount to Edinburgh in that it puts a structure on all the voluntary activity that goes on, and it says, we value you, active citizen, voluntary sector, voluntary organisations, we value you, you're very much part of Edinburgh. For Edinburgh and for the whole citizens of Edinburgh, it contributes a huge amount because it's for the whole city, and it enables active citizens to engage through various things, like through their neighbourhoods, through the various voluntary activities that they do on a day-to-day basis, whether they're conscious of that or not. It enables that kind of, what I call grassroots strategic thinking, to be encouraged and people to engage fully in their own communities and in their neighbourhoods. There is a huge gap between the rich and the poor. There's a reduction in the money that's coming to public services. There is a huge demand for those services, so it's particularly important that I think that we have a joined up approach to that across the voluntary sector, the private sector, the public sector, but crucially and absolutely at the centre of this for me is the active citizen, and a structure that takes us all forward in the same direction so that we're meeting the needs.